Hi, guys and ladies. I'm Laurel House, and I am a dating and relationship coach and one of eHarmony's relationship experts. Today, I'm going to answer some of your questions. Now, of course, each situation has slightly different and specific dynamics that might alter my exact insight if I was working with you one-on-one. So I'm going to give you my general brushstroke opinions. All right, here are the questions. What does it mean if a guy doesn't make the first move, but clearly likes you, especially if he's keeping the relationship a secret? Well, if a guy isn't making the first move, but he is clearly interested, instead of jumping to conclusions and concocting your own story as to his lack of action, flirtatiously and also clearly let him know that you're interested. Let him know that if he asks you out, you'll say yes. You can still stay in your feminine energy and have him do the actual asking out. You're just removing the barriers of fear, insecurity, and rejection by clearly communicating that you're interested and available. As they say, you're leading the horse to water. Then it's his responsibility to drink. So why isn't he asking you out? Well, he might not be good at reading your interest, taking your hints, or knowing that you're available. Or maybe he's shy, not practiced at dating, or doesn't want to take the risk of being rejected. Or he is already attached to someone else. And although he clearly likes you, he isn't available to you. I'm with someone who I feel like only wants me for his own desires and doesn't want commitment. When he senses I'm getting too close, he pulls away emotionally. Why is that? There are many reasons why someone might seem like they're only interested in you for their own desires and not considering your wants and needs. It might be that they are just interested in fun. Maybe you initially presented yourself as just interested in fun too. Maybe he's looking at you as an option, a seat filler, or a hookup. Maybe he isn't in a place where he's ready or capable of having a relationship, but he likes being around you. But you don't know. And that's why you need to calmly and clearly communicate how you feel. Ask him, what's he interested in? Let him know that you are interested. Make sure that this is a calm, non-emotional conversation so that you can create the space for him to be honest about how he feels without fear of being judged. Sometimes people start a relationship with an energy of fun in order to hook the other person or because they don't want to come across as being too serious, but they really want something real. However, you've never communicated that shift in your dating purpose. So to clarify, there are 3 dating purposes. There are also 3 dating styles: fun, exploration, and relationship. We date differently based on the style and purpose. The problem is when you initiate one style in order to come across in a certain way, but your purpose is different. That's where the confusion, misunderstanding, and frustration comes in. Always remember to use the 3 C's from the very initial phase of dating. Communication creates clarity, creates confidence. How can I tell if a person is my soulmate? Well, soulmate connection is very deep and emotionally saturating. As Taylor Swift says, it feels like an invisible string that ties you two together. There's something that always brings you back together and makes you feel that need to reach out to them, even when you haven't been in contact for a long time. They've left this imprint on you. Their presence in your life has made an indelible mark. That being said, a soulmate is a positive energy in your life, as opposed to a toxic need for closeness. When a soulmate is actively in your life, you might feel like you can read each other's minds, like your connection is even otherworldly, meant to be, or predestined. You might feel like you dreamt about the other person before even knowing them, like they were always there, even before they were in your physical presence of life. Should I end the relationship? We've gone on a lot of dates and taken short day trips together. We haven't had sex or been physically intimate. He says he's been hurt in the past and doesn't want a relationship. I didn't want one either at first, but now I have feelings for him. He asks why I don't talk to him that much, but I feel like he struggles with comprehending how I feel. I feel like his Google. My husband also passed away nearly 3 years ago, and I didn't think I was ready to date. It sounds like it could be a relationship worth exploring if you're willing to drop your walls, open your heart, and start to communicate how you feel, what you need, and help him to open up about what he needs. Unless you truly don't feel ready and you still need time to grieve your husband, then it's time to redefine, refine yourself as an individual. You're right, he likely is struggling to comprehend how you feel because he can't read your mind. The question is, do you have clarity about what's happening in your mind and your heart? If you aren't clear, and if you haven't done the work to get clear, then you're likely confused about your feelings. So, of course, he's going to be confused about how you feel too. What are the best questions to ask a girl without it feeling like an interview? Whenever I meet someone new, whether on a date or just getting to know a woman, I struggle keeping the conversation flowing. I don't want it to feel like I'm reading from a script, but at the same time, I want to ask meaningful questions that actually help me to connect with her, but not feel like a therapist's office. What are some good questions to ask a girl that go beyond the usual small talk? I want to strike the right balance between fun, flirty, and deep without coming across as too intense or rehearsed. Any tips on how to make these conversations feel more natural? I love that you want to ask meaningful questions and dig deeper than small talk. Real conversation is truly the way to open a girl's heart. Conversation is how you make a connection. And if done well, it can be sexier than chemistry while also creating a lasting foundation. It's a good idea to have questions in mind when going into the conversation, but more than questions, have your answers ready too. Because the way to initiate an environment to have these deep and flowing conversations is to be the example of your expectation and go deep first. By using the you strategy and the conversation equation, you can take the conversation to deeper levels without getting lost in the depths. The you strategy is something I developed that helps to model a conversation after the letter U. So you start at the top of the U saying something light. For example, I love to play basketball on the weekends. It's great exercise and I get to see my friends. Then you start to go down the U. I started playing basketball when I was a kid and we didn't have much money, but there was a basketball hoop at the end of my street. To keep ourselves busy and out of trouble, my friends and I would play basketball. My dad and I also really bonded over basketball too. That's how he and I would have harder conversations, keeping our mouths moving while keeping our hands busy dribbling the ball. Then you go back up the U. I find it easier to really connect with people while moving my body, which is why I like hiking too. What about you? What do you like to do on the weekends? So you see the you. That way the conversation doesn't sound forced. You're able to start talking about something that seems light initially, like what do you like to do on the weekend? Then you gradually get deeper into the topic and simultaneously you create several conversation strings that can be pulled to continue the conversation. There are topics that you might continue on. You're also engaging the other person by asking them to share a similar style story. While doing all of that, the use strategy helps to open your heart by talking about something that taps into vulnerability. Now, when they share back, they're going to be tapping into their vulnerability too, and therefore opening their heart. Now you're sitting there, two open hearts with the opportunity to deeply connect. The conversation equation is similar, but this comes into play when the other person is sharing first. To help you to actively listen, and show them that you're interested in what they say. And also to contribute to the conversation, you're going to listen, comment, share, ask. Listen to what they say, comment on what they said, share something similar about yourself. Then, so that they don't feel like you are redirecting the conversation back onto yourself, put it back onto them by asking a question about what they shared that also relates to what you shared. A few questions to ask on a first date and on a date in general that help to create that fun depth are: what do you like to do on the weekend? Are you more of an introvert or an extrovert? And how does it show up in your life? When it comes to travel, do you prefer to vacation where you relax or take a trip where you explore? What are you looking for in dating that might be different from what you were looking for in the past? What is it that excites you or maybe initially excited you about your career? And what inspired you to get into it? What do you feel is missing in your life? And what caused that lack? How do you kiss someone when you have little to no experience? I, male 27, really need some kissing advice because I have no idea what I'm doing. I have very little experience with kissing, and I'm nervous that when the moment finally happens again, I'll just freeze or do it completely wrong. I keep overthinking things like how to kiss properly, where to put my hands, and even how to avoid bumping noses. My last kiss was so long ago that my next kiss will probably feel like a first kiss, and I don't want it to be awkward. But I also have no real idea how to kiss well in a way that feels natural. Are there any kissing tips or simple things I should keep in mind to make sure I don't mess it up? I'd love some guidance before I completely psych myself out. All right, I love kissing, and I completely understand having anxiety about how to kiss well. Even people who have kissing experience get nervous about that first kiss with a new person. So, here are some kissing tips that might help. You can even practice in private so that you get a little more comfortable with that physical feeling by using a mango. First, tilt your head slightly to the right, which tends to be the angle that people initially go to. But once you get into it, you'll likely be going from side to side. By having your head at a slight tilt, forehead at 2 o'clock, chin at 8 o'clock, you can avoid bumping noses. Make eye contact with soft bedroom eyes and a slight smile on your face so that you have that knowing and you show that you're interested. Slowly lean your face in as you purse your lips softly, like you're about to say what. This way, your lips are pursed but not clenched, and there's the slightest part between your upper and lower lip. Start with a slow and soft peck, allowing your lips to touch each other, and make that kiss sound as your own two lips connect and then open while simultaneously touching their lips. You can slowly pull away and then go back in for a longer kiss. Then open your lips and softly release your tongue into theirs, gliding it along slowly within their mouth, like your tongues are slow dancing together. There are many ways to kiss well, and each person has their own natural style. Also, every couple has their own way of kissing together because each person comes into the relationship and the kiss with their own possibly different ways to kiss. Try to feel it as opposed to overthink and control it, and enjoy. How do I get a girlfriend if I don't feel attractive? I, male 31, need honest advice. I really want to be in a relationship, but I have no idea how to get a girlfriend. I feel like my appearance and personality might be holding me back. I'm not the most confident guy, and I don't really stand out. I see other guys in relationships and wonder, what am I doing wrong? Do looks really matter that much? And if so, how can I improve? First of all, more than looks or being outgoing, it's confidence in who you are and what you bring to the table that's attractive to a woman. And the fact that you submitted this question shows confidence. So that's your start. Now, what you need to look at is the 10-point attraction scale. This is something I developed that is 10 points to possibly attract in someone. These are 10 elements of what can pull in a woman. So look at what's great about you. If looks are one, what are the other 9? Intelligence, humor, kindness, how you make her feel like a priority, how you make her feel safe, how you make her feel seen, that she can respect you, your integrity, that you're admirable. Define 10 traits, then own and show them. Lead with what's great about you, not with what you view as your weaknesses. If you want to get a girlfriend and you want to be attractive to a woman, you need to flaunt your greatness. How do I show love through acts of service to my boyfriend? My partner's main love language is acts of service, but I'm not sure how to show love in a way that really speaks to him. My own love language is totally different, so I don't always think of small things that might mean a lot to them. What are some acts of service examples that would make a real impact? I want to do things that would actually make them feel love, not just doing basic chores. Acts of service love language is carried out by first listening to what they really need and want. Do they feel loved when you make them food? Help them around the house by doing laundry, pick up their dry cleaning, or printing photos of their mom and hanging them around the house. It's not just chores. It's what they've been needing or wanting to do, or maybe even not knowing that they want. Maybe his mom passed and he misses her and mentions that he wished that he had more photos of her. Well, find those photos, print and frame a few, and surprise him by having them on the wall or on his desk. Does he mention that his dry cleaning needs to be picked up, but he keeps forgetting? Then go and get it and hang it in his closet. Does he really appreciate when you make him dinner? Then make him dinner or buy it and set a nice table. Let him know that tonight you want to take care of him and make him feel loved. If his dirty clothes are piling up, then do his laundry and put sweet little notes in some of his pockets for him to find. If his car is dirty, surprise him by washing it yourself and taking a photo of you having fun doing it that you text him. Do the service items that are fun and creative and interesting for you to do that will also make him feel loved. And when he sees what you've done, make it even more meaningful by pointing out what you did in a way that lets him know that you did this because you care, not because it's a chore and you didn't enjoy it. Say, I picked up your laundry on the way to work today. I know you've been meaning to get it, and I wanted you to know that I care about you. So I got it for you. The acts of service aren't just service. They are acts of care. Any tips for dating a single mom with a young child? I, male 37, recently started dating a single mom, female 33, and it's going really well. But I'm running into a bit of a challenge. She has a young kid, and I'm trying to figure out how to balance spending time with her while also being respectful of her child's needs. I don't want to rush into their lives too quickly, but at the same time, I'd like to spend more one-on-one time with her without feeling like I'm competing for her attention. I'm also a little unsure of how involved I should be with her child. Should I offer to help out or just take a step back until we're further along? Dating a single mom is a little different from dating any other woman. And I love that you see that and that you want to be great at it. Dating a single mom means that when she's out with you, she's not with her child. And that's a big deal on many levels. Her time away from her child is precious, so treat it that way. She might be tired, a little sad, conflicted, and she also wants her time away to be worth her while. So be sure to make a plan and create a nice date. Ask her what she needs that day. Does she want to relax, let loose, feel sexy and romantic, have fun, or just quietly chill? When it comes to her child, ask her what makes her feel comfortable. Every mom has different boundaries with her children, so communication is essential when it comes to dating a single mom. Never assume. Ask her if she wants to involve her child on dates, and if so, how. If she's hiring a babysitter to watch her child when you go out, be aware of that. Offer to pay even. That's a huge barrier for single moms dating. The fee for a babysitter. You might be taking her to a $40 dinner, and she is simultaneously paying a babysitter upwards of $100 so she can hang out with you. Know that a single mom is giving so much of herself to her child: love, time, energy, sleep, and her body. She might feel depleted and she might be emotional because she's so tired. She might feel scared or insecure or distressed. She might feel that she has to do everything and to take care of everyone, and she desperately wants someone else to take care of things for her for once, allowing her to feel like everything will be okay without her being the one to make it okay. She has a lot of responsibility on so many levels, and it might be difficult for her to allow someone else to take care of her. And that might be what she so badly needs for a few hours. So ask her. Clear communication about your intentions and dating purpose, your comfort level with her child, and asking her what her needs and wants are will make dating single mothers much easier. Remember the 3 C's. Communication creates clarity, creates confidence. Does he love me, or does he love the fact that I love him? I've been with my boyfriend for about 10 months, and things are usually great. Recently, though, I've started wondering if he truly loves me, or if he's just in love with the fact that I'm always there for him. From time to time, he has also said things like how much he appreciates my support and the love that I show him. It felt nice, but I started thinking it's more about what I do for him than who I am. I'm putting in a lot of effort, but sometimes it feels like he's more into the idea of being loved than actually loving me back. How can I tell if he really loves me? Am I overthinking this, or is something off? What a great question. Another way to look at it is, do they love you, or do they love the way you make them feel? While it's great that you can make someone feel so loved and they want to keep you around because you make them feel great, what you're really wanting is for someone to love you for who you are, not just loving you because of how you make them feel. Because if it's that feeling of love that they love, then you're replaceable as soon as another woman makes them feel that way too. So no, you're not overthinking this. You want to be loved and feel loved for who you are, not just how you make them feel. A few signs he loves you for you is that he puts thought and effort into life's in-betweens. In other words, he considers your feelings and needs and even subconsciously does the little things that make you feel cared for and seen. He gets out of his love and comfort zone to do things for you that you love to do. He wants to make you smile by remembering your favorite food, flower, or snack. He puts his hand on your low back when you're crossing the street. He asks how that meeting went that you were nervous about. And he stops at your favorite candy store on his way home because he knows how much you love that one chocolate truffle. His green light is off and his red light is on, meaning he shows no interest in the advances or interests of other women because he doesn't even see them and he doesn't create an opening for them. He wants to do activities that will make you feel happy, even if they aren't his favorite things to do. And he goes out of his way and puts in effort to do things that he knows will make you feel happy and smile. The question is the relationship about you too? Or is his happiness only thanks to being all about him? So, does he love you, or does he love how you make him feel? Because, yeah, if he only loves how you make him feel, you're replaceable. And you deserve to be with someone who loves you and how you make them feel and how they make you feel too. Thank you so much for asking questions. I would love to answer any more of your questions. So if you have a question for me, please reach out. You can comment on my YouTube. You can send me a message, DM me on Instagram at Laurel House. If you want to work with me as your coach, you can send me an email to laurel@laurelhouse.com. And if anything resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe. It means the world. I'll see you soon.